This is not where you want to come and see your mom and dad. But we get here at some time or another in our life. I would be anxious to know if radiation played a factor. Whether there's enough time in my life, I don't know, but I'm hoping there is. And I'll get some answers whenever they do the autopsy and the bone scan, and they feel relatively sure that there's enough soft tissue that they'll be able to do other testing on her remains.
Well, the body is in a remarkable state of preservation for someone who has been interred for 40 years. You can see immediately and clearly identifiable to people who would have been related to this lady. The body is completely intact, and despite the fact that some water had gotten into the casket, which is understandable, it had not resulted in any significant postmortem decomposition. Here, I would be able to identify everything: the uterus, the fallopian tubes, the ovaries, the lungs, the heart, the spleen, the kidneys, the pancreas, various parts of the digestive system, the neck organs, and obviously all the bony structures. So what we have done is we have obtained pieces of all the internal organs and tissues, some for radiation studies, and some for microscopic tissue studies. Well, from a professional standpoint, I was very delighted. Frankly, I had not expected anywhere near this state of preservation after 40-some years. Joe Mancuso, my associate, and I have done, perhaps 35 to 50 exhumations over the past 30-some years, probably more than any other facility in the country, and a couple of hundred cases of people who have been exhumed in shorter periods of time, or who have not yet been buried, but who have been embalmed. So we speak with some experience insofar as expectations of these kinds of cases are concerned. This, therefore, made it a worthwhile endeavor from an anatomic and forensic pathology standpoint, come up with some answers insofar as what the nuclear and radiation experts will ascertain. That, of course, I have no way of knowing. Those are tests that I will not be performing myself. I do not have that equipment. That's not my area of expertise. Fine. When you're talking about someone who has been dead for decades, as in this case, you will not find preservation of the external features of the body, facial structures, and internally, you will usually not even be able to identify organs and tissues other than by virtue of their anatomic location to the trained eye of a pathologist. One of the organs that goes very quickly is the brain. And here we have a brain which, of course, has shrunken by virtue of its dehydration, but which is recognizable in all of its anatomic features: the cerebral hemispheres, the cerebellar hemispheres behind, the so-called brain stem with the spinal cord coming off. So it's just fantastic. The other organ that goes very quickly is the pancreas, and here too we are able to identify the pancreas. So this is certainly, I would consider to be a rare case insofar as the state of preservation is concerned. If you were grading it, 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest reasonable expectation of a body interred for 40 years, I would give it a 10. So we'll have some answers from our standpoint within a couple of weeks probably, but we're going to hold off until all of it can be put together. It'll be up to the family and their representatives to determine when they want to have it all packaged and what kind of release they wish to disseminate.
Okay.